Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. Today I want to film a Christmas party glam, whether it's like work, friends. So the makeup's going to have sparkles. It's going to be pretty full coverage, but it's not going to be like too OTT. It's not going to be like crazy makeup. I love glitter and the festivities of Christmas, and I love full coverage, so I feel like Christmas and like winter and like the party season is just the perfect time to just go a bit extra on all of those. Sorry if I sound very like nasally. I don't know whether I'm actually having a really bad allergy day or I'm starting to get a cold, but yeah, I'm very sniffly. This full coverage makeup needs to last a sniffly nose. I would love it if you can like and subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, my skin needs some help, so I'm going in with my Skin Hero from ERBORIAN. I really like this primer. It's very hydrating and I find it very soothing. So the fact that it's called like Skin Hero is very fitting. And I'm just going to blend this in with my brush. I feel like some people either have crazy Christmas parties or they have like really low-key ones. So me and my work, we literally just go out for like a meal. There's nothing really that crazy that happens. But you do hear about like crazy shit that happens at Christmas parties. But I guess alcohol and groups of people, there is always going to be something that happens. I love like the lead up to Christmas. I like the festive like time, but I'm just not a Christmas lover. Like I like New Year's and I like going into like a new year. I like that kind of part, and I like the few weeks before Christmas, like leading up to it, but I just find it a bit, I don't know, I've never had a bad Christmas because I don't really have much expectation. So actually it's not as if like I have like really bad Christmases. I just don't get the like extreme hype. But I do like I said, the lead up and the festivities and like the party vibe. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is going to help my base look unreal. I feel like as well at Christmas parties, like you get to see people really glam and like make effort. I find, what is this giant friend? Like for me, most of the time I go to work with like no makeup on. I mean, I don't go in like casual clothes because I work in an office, but I definitely like don't make an effort. So when it's things like Christmas parties where I do kind of make the effort, I feel like you can look like almost a different person. My skin feels very nice and like plump and fresh with those primers. I feel that's one of the reasons why I love primers. I feel like they can transform your skin and just give it like life. So then obviously the makeup that you put on over that is going to have that life too. Okay, we're going to go in with the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, and I am just going to put this kind of all over like so. And again, I'm just using the same brushes for all of that and just kind of going over this. One thing about that primer, the Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, I wish it was a bit more like runny. Yeah, that it was a bit more, I don't know, like emollient and runny. I find it sometimes quite hard to like move around. I don't know if that's just because of like the strobiness, but I just think it would be, yeah, a bit of a nicer product if it was a bit more like fluid. Okay, for foundation, I'm actually going to go in with my NARS Sheer Glow, and this is in Mont Blanc. I really love the finish of this. So I'm going to take a sponge and I'm just going to push this in. I really love all the NARS foundations, but I like this Sheer Glow one. The light reflecting one I find doesn't sit that nicely on my skin. I don't know whether it's me or my skin type, but I know a lot of people love the light reflecting one, but it just isn't for me. I use Mont Blanc in all of my NARS, but I do find that they're not always the same tone. I've got all three of the NARS. I've got the Radiant Longwear, this Sheer Glow, and then the light reflecting. And they all, even though they're all kind of the same lightness, I feel like they all have slightly different undertones. Like this one is quite yellow, whereas I find my Radiant Longwear one to be a bit more neutral. And as you can see, it's literally just covered it. I mean, it hasn't covered this giant thing, but all my other blemishes, it's really covered nicely. My problem area is my nose. I get very red, and obviously I do blow my nose a lot. I just think that this coverage is stunning. Next for concealer, we're gonna use our VIEVE. I want to be concealed. I want to look snatched. Don't know how I'm gonna cover this. Friend of mine down here. Foundation itself has such good coverage. I don't need loads of concealer. I just want that little bit of like extra brightness underneath my eye. And all those products together, the primer, the foundation and the concealer, all work really nicely on top of each other. We're going to contour and we're going to bronze today. We're going to do a bit of both. So I've got my Fenty cream bronzer in amber, which I'm going to sculpt my cheeks with. And just give me some definition back into my face. And I'm going to go around my hairline. And I'm basically using like a fluffy brush with this because I like my contour to be kind of blown out. If you like a bit more like real like sharp contour, then obviously use a smaller brush. And I'm just dusting underneath my nose. And then with my bronzer, so I'm going in with the REFY bronzer in June. And I'm literally taking the lightest bit of this and just kind of just going almost exactly over where I've just contoured. I just want to add a bit of warmth into my contour. I do just want to set my under eyes, and so I'm going to go in with my ELF. This is my little Prime and Stay finishing powder. And I'm just going to take like a fluffy brush. Is it this one? This one. And I'm just going to run this under my eye. So just setting my under eye. I do this because I find that my under eyes stay like nicer for longer if I set them first. And this is one of my favourites because I find it really blurring, but it's £3. We love a bargain. For blush, I'm going to go in with the cheek of it in Oh So Spice. This is a little bit darker than say what I would normally go for, but because it's winter I feel like we can go a bit darker with our blush. And so what I like to do is put it on the back of my hand and just kind of stamp it out into my brush, and then if you feel like you have come a little bit too far in, you can just take your sponge and just kind of dab out the edges, just so it's not so like into your face. Next for powder, we're going to go in with the HUDA because it's just the best powder. It's blurring, it lasts all night. It's one of my favourite pressed powders. So I'm going to go in with my puff. I've just tapped some out in front of me, and I'm just going to kind of push this in. Kind of all over really, but kind of focusing it under. And you look so airbrushed and nice. And the same with the other side. I just love what powder does to your skin. It's like my favourite step, powdering. And to keep it all locked in, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And then my trick is to make everything stay, is you tap out some more powder, but take a brush, and then you just lightly go over everything after you've set, and it just locks everything like literally like onto your face. This little friend is actually hurting. Do you know those spots that hurt? Okay, I'm gonna go with my VIEVE Face Dimensions palette, and I'm just going to go over with the bronzer and then the two blushes. With the blushes, I literally just like dab between the two. And I like my bronzer and my blush to be quite blown out, so that all the cheeks products I just kind of keep in this section, and to be honest, I just like to work them all on top of each other. And then lastly again, setting spray. So we're going like a two-step setting spray vibe. Okay, for brows, we're not going to do anything crazy, so I've just got my Fluff Up brow wax, and I just like to use this just to basically keep them in place. I'm not like really fluffing them up, and I'm not doing anything like crazy with them. Then I'm going to go in my Kosas Airbrow, and this is in soft brown. I really would like to get this in a few different colours. They have like almost like a grey, and I think I would be interested in getting that to see if it would like cool down my brows. This is one of my favourite products for my brows. And I'm just going in with my brow pencil, sorry, and just, I kind of just I go kind of underneath, and then I literally at the ends really just kind of fill in. As always, I'm going to prime my lids with my VIEVE, just to give them a really nice base. And then with anything left on my powder puff, I'm just setting. Okay, for eyes, I'm going to go in with my Neutrals palette from Beauty Bay. This has become kind of the palette that I just like grab. And I'm basically going to do a warm smoky eye. Well, I'm going to do like a neutral smoky eye. So I'm going to go in with this kind of colour up here called Canyon. I'm just going to zoom you in. And I'm just going to kind of work that in the corner. But yeah, I just keep applying it in the corner first, so that's where the intensity of the colour is going to be, and then yeah, and then as I've kind of done that, I'm just putting the excess kind of around just to really blend. And then I feel like you just get a nice brown eye. Right, I do want to deepen this a bit, so I'm going to go in with this brown here, which is called Pecan, which is quite warm actually, but I'm just dabbing this in the corner. And then for under the eye, I'm just going to go in with like a little flat brush and basically just run that first colour under. I always like to come quite low with my like under eye. But if you don't like to go like so far under, like you don't need to. Okay, and that's really kind of just the eyeshadow, the like matte eyeshadow. So it's just kind of like a smoky brown. Then I'm going to take this light colour, this kind of like whitey, like beige, and I'm just going to work this kind of on the lid just to really brighten that up. And then it wouldn't be a Christmas party look without Space Cowboy from Urban Decay. So I'm going to take some of this on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of pack this on the lid in the kind of like the centre bit. It's not too OTT, but it's like impactful enough so that your eyes look kind of festive without it being like, oh my god, you've got like a crazy glitter eye. I am just going to fill in my waterline, which I like to do with my espresso eye wand from VIEVE. And I just like to take this on like a little brush. Sometimes it's flat, but sometimes I like this more pointy one. And I just kind of run it at my lash line, just to kind of give it some definition, but without doing like a full like liner in the waterline. I feel like this looks a bit softer, but it's still got a bit of drama. Right, I'm just going to curl my lashes. And I'm going to go in, this is my mini climax from NARS. I want my lashes to be really dark. And I'm going to go underneath this as well. This brush is quite big, so you have to be quite careful doing your bottom lashes. And then other eye. Yeah, I just think my eyes look really pretty. Then lastly for lips, I'm going to go in with my NYX lip liner in Sandstorm. This is just a very like neutral brown. I'm just kind of running this all over the lip. And then I'm going to take, this is Fawn from VIEVE, and I'm just going to define the outside a tiny bit. This is almost like just a darker version. Just a tiny bit. And then just to finish the look off, I'm going to go in with the, this is Milky Gloss, but literally the tiniest bit. Just to give that kind of like wash. But yeah, this is the final look. I'm really happy with it. I think it's literally exactly what I wanted. It's like glam, but just pretty glam, like soft glam. I mean, you could put eyelashes on with this too if you wanted to go like glam glam. And yeah, I just think the base looks good. The lips are pretty. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed getting glam tonight with you. And yeah, thanks, and I'll see you again super soon.